Hello everyone. I'm here to present you a small project that I've done recently, which delves into the world of the top ranked universities around the world. Now, I've used Tableau to visually analyze and compare the top ranked universities around the world. So, if you are an aspiring grad student or simply interested in seeing what the current state of the higher education looks like, this might be just what you're looking for. Now, before getting into the dashboards, I'll introduce you to the dataset that I've used. Click on the data source to see the dataset used. So once we do click on the data source, we're able to see what kind of data that we're dealing with. I got this dataset from Kaggle, which I have credited to in my dashboards, which I'll get onto later. I loaded that dataset into Tableau, and fortunately, I didn't have to do much data cleaning, apart from reading some columns, and other than that, also filtering out a couple of columns that would have bloated my report because they were irrelevant, so I just filtered them out. Now, as you can see, the columns included are the rank of the particular universities, and then the institution names, and then the location code of the particular country that the institution is in, then obviously the location of the universities, then also the scores based of which the universities are ranked, and also the ranks, respective ranks based on those scores. Now, for example, the AR score, which refers to the academic reputability score, is the score given to a particular university based on its academic reputability. Other scores such as ER score, FSR score, are the scores given to a university, and based off of those scores, an overall score is given to the institution, and then based off that score, the rank is calculated of that institution, and that's how the institutions in the report are ranked. Now, additionally to that, I've added a couple of columns, which are the description column and the URL of the university's logos, basically to give more of a comprehensive look to the report. Now, as you can see on the canvas, the main sheet consisting of all the previously mentioned columns is joined together with the description sheet consisting of the two columns mentioned, which are the description column and the URL column. And also they match the color on the top of the columns, indicating what sheet the column belongs to. So suppose you have a lot of columns from different data sources, you can easily find which column belongs to which sheet because of the color on top of the column. Now, they're both joined together via a column called rank, which is the rank given to each institution, because these are the columns which is present in both of those sheets together. Now, the rest of the columns that are present in the data source, as you can see here, are the calculated columns that I created. So that's about it for the data that I have used to make visualizations on top of. Now we can move on to the dashboards and see what kind of visuals that we're dealing with and what kind of analysis we can make from them. This is the first dashboard that is present in my report, which is called the country-specific analysis dashboard. And also, this is the basic overall layout that I've adopted to in each of my dashboard. And on the left side here, you do have a dark blue pane, which has a couple of buttons, which also a particular purpose. And the first set of buttons are called the page navigation buttons, which help you to navigate from one page to another page in this report. So if I do hover over a particular button, this particular button tells me that I can go to the institution dashboard. So if I do select it, it allows me to go to that particular dashboard. And also this button here helps me to go to the ranking list dashboard. So once I do select it, I'm able to go to the next dashboard present in this report. So we'll go back to the first dashboard present here. And the next set of buttons here lets you know about the data in this report. So if I were to hover over this button, it lets me know that I can select this button to see the data set used. So as an end user, if you were curious that what the data looks like in the raw format, or or if you wanted to just do a couple of analysis of your own via the same data set that I've used, you can do so by selecting this particular button here. And what it does is that it will lead you to a web page that has the data set that I've used, and you can download it for your own analysis. And the final button present in this pane here is the info button. And in the tooltip, while you hover over the button, it has information on what each of the scores in this report is. So again, first of all, I have abbreviated each of the scores present in this report for the purpose that I didn't want to bloat any of the visuals present with the scores. So the AR score here means academic reputation. And at any point, if as an end user, you're curious as to what AR score in this visualizations mean, you can hover over this button and understand what they mean. So ER score refers to employee reputation, FSR score refers to faculty to student ratio. So that serves a purpose of letting the end user know what the particular abbreviated score means. And now, speaking more specifically about the visualizations in this report, we can see that there are 4 visuals present in this dashboard, which is the country-specific analysis dashboard, which is mainly to compare the top universities in a particular country. So if you were interested in seeing which universities in your country were among the top 200 universities in the world, or any other country that you're interested in, then you can do so by seeing the visualizations in this particular dashboard. So right off the bat here, what you'd notice here is a slicer, which lets you select a country of your selection. So if I were to select, let's select Germany over here. Now you notice all the visuals highlighted and filtered to show data pertaining to Germany only. And below the slicer, we have a map visual right now showing the German country. And upon selection of the country on the slicer, the map visual changes accordingly. So if I were to select, let's say, China, the map visual would change to show the outline of the China country map. And let's go back to Germany for a second. So right now, there's not a lot of information to the map visual present here. However, there's a text over the map that lets you know to hover the country map to see more information. So once I do follow that instruction and then I hover over the map, it lets me know more information about the country itself. So right now in the tooltip of the country map, it says that Germany has 11 institutions in the top 200 universities around the world, accumulating a total score of 614. And the table below shows where each of the universities are ranked in Germany. So again, this tooltip shows you how many universities in Germany are in the top 200 universities and which of these universities are ranked topped in the particular country. So you can see Technical University of Munich, for example, is ranked #1 in Germany. Then the following ranks and the following universities present in that country. Finally, in the tooltip, the final text in the tooltip mentions that you can select select the country in the map to see how many institutions it has in the top 200 universities below. So if I do select Germany over here, what you'd notice is that the funnel chart below here gets filtered down to show in which group the particular universities belong to. Now, I have categorized the universities into different groups according to their overall rank as top 50, top 100, top 150, and top 200 universities via the create group function based on the rank that they have. So in theory, let's say you have a university that is ranked #10, then it would be in the top 50 category. If you have a university that is ranked, let's say, 87, then it would be top 100. So now you get an overall idea as to what each of the group means. And this gives an idea as to where each of the university in that particular country belongs to. So also there's a text here which mentions to select any bar to see which university is present in that group. So if you were curious as to which university was in the top 50 in this particular country, then you can do so by selecting the bar here. And now you can see the other visuals filtered down to show which university that is. So as you can see here is Technical University of Munich that belongs to the top 50 universities around the world. So let's unselect this to go back to where we were. Now moving on to the next visual in the dashboard is a lollipop chart showing a particular score as mentioned in the title of the visual. So right now it says that IFR score of universities in Germany. And each bar in this lollipop chart is representative of the IFR score of the particular university in Germany. And there's also a text box in this visual which mentions to select the score to be displayed. So if my requirement was to compare the AR scores of all the universities in Germany, what I'd do is that I'd go to the slicer and select AR score here. And now what happens is all the bar gets changed to show the AR score of all the universities in Germany. So making this visual a dynamic visual. So again, based on what the end user wants to see, they have the option to find the score that they want to compare of the universities inside that particular country. Now, onto the final visual in the dashboard, which is a page automation chart. This basically sort of animates the line chart present to show overall scores of each university in a country in a progressive one-by-one manner. So suppose if I were to select the play button here to start the animation. So now you can see that the chart shows each overall scores of the university in the animation. And there's also a reference line in the chart, which is the average overall score of all the universities within that country. So the reference line is in here, which represents the average score. And with the visual moving like that, you can see which universities are above the reference line and which universities are below the reference line. So I do realize this visual might not be applicable to the data that I have used. However, it is a very visually appealing visualization. So I wanted to implement it into my data. And this might be more applicable into examples such as comparing the sales or profit of your company over a period of time. I believe that this visual would be more applicable there. And so that's about it for this dashboard, where you could select a country of your interest, and you can see which universities are present in that country that belong to the top 200 universities in the world, and also what kind of analysis you could make from comparing the scores between them. So now on to the next dashboard. We can access it by going onto the page navigation pane. And once you do hover over this icon, it mentions to go to the next dashboard, that is the institution dashboard. And once I do click on it, we can access the next dashboard. That is the institution analysis dashboard. Now, this dashboard and the visuals inside this dashboard are specific to the particular institution that you want to analyze, and that can be done so by selecting an institution in the slicer. So suppose I select an institution such as the Technical University of Munich. Now you see all the visuals are highlighted and filtered accordingly to the university selected. So the first set of visuals is the multi-row card, where there's a bunch of cards here showcasing the various ranks, the scores, and the difference of that university scores from the average. So taking an example, the first card here is the AR scorecard. So first of all, if you're confused as to what AR means again, you can hover over the info button here to show what AR refers to. And AR here refers to academic reputation. And you can see also what the other score refers to. So again, if you're confused by the abbreviations in this report, you can go to the info button and reference them again. So now back into the card visual here. Here we can see the card showing AR or academic reputation score details. So first of all, the AR rank of the university that we selected, that is the Technical University of Munich, which is ranked 57 in terms of AR score. Then the AR score itself, which is 84, and then the difference from average, which is 27.4%. Now, what that tells you, or what that means, is that the AR score of the Technical University of Munich is 27.4% above the average AR score of all the universities in this data set. The green color here and the upwards facing triangular shape here signifies that the percentage is more than the average AR score. So if the percentage were to be in red, as shown here in the CPF scorecard, then that would mean that the percentage shown here is below the average AR score. So this helps you to understand how the university that you selected here, selected in the slicer, compares to the average university in this particular data set. Now, the next visual that we have here is the overall score visual. It's a bar visual with the title overall score indicating the overall score of that particular university. So here we can see the overall score is 76.4. And also here's a bar visual, which signifies that the size or length of the bar is relative to the score that we have here. So since it's 76, we can see the bar is 76 also in the axis. So there's also a reference line which refers to the average overall score of all the universities. And if the overall score of the university that we selected is greater than the average score of all the universities, then the bar here would change to a blue color. But if it's below the reference line or below the average overall score of all the universities, then it would turn to red. So if I were to select another university here, let's say UCL. Okay, that's still above the average score, hence it's still a blue color. Let's try it with another university. So now I selected McMaster University, and you can see that the bar color changes to red, which signifies that the overall score of that particular university is below the average score. So, and the next visual here is a multi-card visual, which indicates, first of all, the university's overall rank in the world, and next to it, what that university's rank is in its country. So right now we selected McMaster University, and the overall rank of that university in the world is 152, and the rank of that university in its particular country is 6th. So we can see, once you hover over it, you can see the institution name, the location that the institute is in, and the rank of the university in that particular country, which is Canada right now. Then the next and the final visual is a combination of two visuals. Namely, the first one is a text box here that provides a short information about the university. And also above it, I have attached a web page with the links of every university's icon so that it shows the university's icon and a short description about that university upon selection of that particular university. So right now we have selected McMaster University. So once we do select that, we can see the icon here, and then a short description about the university to give you a more comprehensive look and understanding of that university. And below that, I've added a box and whisker plot. Now, where all the data points inside the whisker plot is all the university names and relative to their overall score. So increasing from left to right. So if a university score is comparatively less, then it will be here in the left side, and if it's comparatively higher, then it would be in the right side. So once I do select any university on the slicer, a data point is highlighted, which indicates which university is being selected. So if I again change the university, you can see one data point is highlighted and its color changes. And so this basically gives you an idea where the university lies in respective to all the other universities and whether it's an outlier or not. Additionally, the box plot indicates where most of the university scores are clustered together, indicated by the gray area here, and which universities are above that and are outliers. So that's it for this particular dashboard, where you can select a particular university that you're interested in and see the various details according to that university selected. And you can understand how it compares to other universities and make your analysis on your own. With that being said, now let's move on to the final dashboard in this report. Now, this dashboard and the final visual itself, it's a table that shows you the university rankings. And additionally to that, you can sort it based on the various scores that you want it to be sorted via. And not only that, but also to show a particular amount of universities that you want to be shown. So for example, right now, if my requirement is to see only the top 10 universities based on AIR score, what I do is, first of all, in this slicer, I'd adjust it to be 10. And what that does is that the table would only show you the top 10 universities based on a particular score. So right now, if I do scroll down, I can see 10 universities. If I change it to 15, I'm able to see 15 universities right now. And then since my requirement was to see the scores based on AR score, I'll go to this slicer and select AR score. And now what happens is that all the universities here are based on AR score. So if you do notice all the AR scores of these universities, they are relatively high, and they don't necessarily have to be the top 10 ranked universities on overall score, because you can see the third ranked university according to AR score is University of California. It has an overall rank of 44, but since its AR score is 100, it will be shown in this list. So I can do analysis as such. So if I wanted to see again the top 25 universities, I can change the selection again here. And then now I'm able to see 25 universities based on AR score. And I'm also able to sort the table in descending or ascending order. So up to your requirements, that is something that you can do and see how the table changes. So that brings an end to my report and presentation. And I do realize that it doesn't have a lot of in-depth analysis that Tableau's capabilities can reach up to. However, this was an intriguing project to work on in order to see a couple of visuals and analysis that you can make as a beginner or as a novice. With that being said, I hope this presentation was informative and engaging. Thank you for your time.